Force on Force features the largest and strongest outdoor military organization in the country. These are the men and women who make it possible to enjoy the freedom to hunt and fish. It is with great pride that we bring you Force on Force podcast, coming to you from the Force on Force Talk.
Hey, welcome to the Force on Force podcast. I'm your host, Shawn Dalrymple. We're coming to you from the Force on Force Talk, the mobile talk, the Tactical Operations Center, and we're on the road. We hadn't done one of these probably in about a month. I don't know when the last time we did. I know we did one at OHH. I can't remember if we did another one after that. I think we did, but I can't remember. But we've had a lot going on since then. We've had a couple of things, a lot of family stuff going on, that 4th of July, and just business stuff that's kept us away. And me personally, I know that that's been kind of a big thing that's kind of kept me from putting these together. But you know, I could share a little bit that this been a big week for me, but we'll talk a little bit about it. But we got Patrick Appling here.
Hey, Shawn, what's going on, man?
And we got Justin Snow.
Hey, Shawn, how's it going?
And we got Ty Frederick.
Hey.
Hey, it's great. We're here in Houston, Texas, on the road. I love these from the Airbnb. These are the greatest podcast ever on the road. These are a lot of fun. We never know. We have really no agenda with these podcasts. We were going to do ones from iCast, but those never kind of developed because it was a weird deal for me for iCast, because I was actually doing something I had never done before, which was I took the girls to iCast because Macy was going down there for cheerleading stuff, and she's going to be living down there in Orlando for the next year. And I was busy going back and forth to cheerleading practice every night after iCast. Not a normal iCast for me. Right. What were you gonna? Patrick's got some smart aleck.
There was a couple things I was already thinking of. Hip pocket training. We're doing a hip pocket podcast tonight. I love it. It's great. I'm just picturing Shawn here as a cheerleading dad. Out there cheering like he does with Jason in the stands, everything for cheerleading, doing flips and everything else. I can see you doing this, Shawn. I like it.
It's not a hard sell because, I cheerleaded back in high school, right?
Oh, my Lord.
We've had this discussion.
I know we have, man, but oh, my Lord.
So, I'm one of the only cool dads. I'll get you talk here in a minute, Ty. But I'm one of the only cool dads who can have an intelligent conversation where their son about football and then their daughter about cheerleading, right? So I have that knowledge that really separates me from all the rest. So what was you going to say, Ty?
No, I wasn't asking for permission to talk. I was doing spirit fingers.
Oh, yeah.
I figured spirit fingers. We all know Shawn did go to a Taylor Swift concert.
No, I've never been to a Taylor Swift concert. What I can say is I've dropped some people off at the Taylor Swift concert. If you ever people watch the people coming out from the Taylor Swift, it's pretty funny, actually. You got about, we're going to go ahead and derail really, really quick because you got multiple people watching. So I've dropped Amy and the girls off. It's been the driver, and then I went and did stuff while they were at Taylor Swift concert before, right? So you got to pick them up, right? So when you're picking them up when they're coming out, you got multiple different groups. So you got of course you got the fan fanatic women there that Taylor Swift love Taylor Swift. Then you got the moms, with their little kids, and then you got the gay guys. But my personal favorite one. No wait, you got my personal favorite ones were the dads who got suckered in by their little girls to endure Taylor Swift for 3 hours. Then they're walking out of there. So yes,
I'm just thinking, Shawn, since we brought back to light that you was a cheerleader, back in the day, and your wife, cheerleader for the University of Kentucky, did she make you do cheerleading tryouts, little splits, little flips?
No. So actually, true story, Amy and I were in high school. She was actually a varsity cheerleader and I was a junior varsity. I was the same squad. So,
so you was B squad.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm actually, the book we're working on right now, there's actually the opening of the book kind of alludes to that a little bit. And I give ode to Amy. She was a way better cheerleader. She has a national championship from Kentucky, and
She went to Kentucky, man. That was one of the best ones out there.
Right, and so she has a national championship from Kentucky, and she has a couple from high school, and she was pretty dynamic. So there's no wonder why Macy is as good as she is, and everything. And so she rightfully deserves to be recognized for all the accomplishments she's made in her life. I think sometimes she doesn't take credit for how dynamic a person she is and how much influence she had. Macy and Maggie. I mean, Maggie herself is phenomenal. She doesn't do it anymore because, I mean, she's going to be a doctor. I'm just going to tell you guys. She's at Kentucky, but it's a pretty cool deal to be able to have an intellectual conversation with your girls, your wife, and not feel like you don't know what they're talking about. There's been a couple of times, like, I wanted to tell Amy on occasions, like when we're like dealing with like all-star cheerleading coaches or whatever, like I just want her to like go take her national championship rings and just wear them around her neck and walk into that coach and be like, I never got more about cheerleading than you will like ever know, So she is that phenomenal. So it's a pretty cool deal from that perspective. So yeah,
this is changes in both mine and your life there, Shawn. My boy just graduated high school, went up at K-State, going through the whole VA thing with Chapter 35 and stuff, figuring stuff out. And, like your boy Jason, Ethan tore his meniscus right before, doing walk-on tryouts going to Texas State now.
Yeah.
So now you got to figure all that out with the VA, Chapter 35, Hazelwood Act, and it's life-changing in our time frame now.
Well, for us, like before I came to Houston, this is the part about being on the road we don't always talk about. Like, I dropped James off University of Kentucky last Monday, and he started playing football at Kentucky in the SEC Southeastern Conference.
Best there is, man.
Yeah. And they had fan day today, and of course, not being able to be there. So you're having to, Amy's there, and you're got to watch their pictures and videos on the road. So it's kind of a deal. But I thought it was kind of funny because he told me tonight on the phone, he goes, it's kind of weird. I got kids asking for my autograph and I hadn't really done anything. So I thought all those years he's made fun of me and stuff like that. Now it kind of comes full circle.
Yeah, he feels our pain now. Autographs.
Yeah, it kind of comes full circle. Speaking of that, Ty, you had an interesting time this weekend. You had somebody recognize you from the TV show. How'd that?
Yeah, that's right. Somebody walked up and said, "Hey, I've seen you on the TV show. That's why I wanted to come up and say hi." I was like, wow.
How'd that make you feel?
Made me feel good.
Yeah. Did you expect anybody to do that ever?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool feeling, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really, really well. It's kind of humbling when it first happens to you. You're like, we sometimes become, the more we've done it, I guess you become numb to it. But the first time it kind of happens, you're like,
wow, man. I mean, somebody actually knows me.
Yeah. Somebody knows you along the way, and you're just kind of like, from that perspective, and you want to kind of, understand it type deal. But yeah, we got, we're here in Houston, the Texas Trophy. You guys, we got Archer and River running around. They're running 90 miles an hour. They've been working all day, and now they're like in full regular dog mode. So you probably hear them in the background, but that's okay. I'm good with that. They're good. And, but this really kicks off our hunting show season. We had a couple. We were in Birmingham, and then you guys were in McAllen last week.
Yep.
Was it last week or the week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. While we were in ICAST. Yeah. ICAST always goes on during that time. ICAST was a little bit different this year.
I heard it's changing and everything. It's kind of...
It doesn't seem like there's as many people
at
ICAST as there's been in the past. It's always great still to see everybody, see a lot of partners, we got some new stuff that we're working on there. One of the really cool things was this year we had Rick Patry from Monster Bass and Matt Brown, First Contact Tungsten. They stayed with us. We offered the Airbnb, and they hung out with us, and stayed with us. So we had the Monster Bass crew with us all week at ICAST. And
This sounds kind of wild. Monster bass at an Airbnb with
well,
Army bass anglers.
and we actually fished the ICAST Cup this year. So Rick Bradley and Matt Brown fished the ICAST Cup. First Contact Tungsten did that for us, so we were represented down there as part of that. They did, I think they finished like 10th or something like that.
Yeah, Rick said y'all did pretty good.
Yeah, so it was good to have that part of ICAST. So that was a big change for us for ICAST. But I do know that Grande, part of the whole Monster Bass family now, they got some cool things coming out with like some swim bait stuff and different things that they're coming.
Yeah,
that we got to see at ICAST. So pretty cool deal.
Well, that means he caught at least one more bass than he did on the TV show last time.
That's probably true, but hey, we would ask Roy how that goes because I would say this. So it is hard when you fish on your home lake on that deal, man. Roy goose egged on his home lake. You don't know about this story, do you?
No.
Oh yeah, Roy. He's not. He's outside right now. I thought maybe he's dead by me right now, but yeah, Roy. We were on Lake Welsh, and him and Kevin Jones. I mean, everybody thought you fished that one too. That's what.
Welsh, yeah,
yeah, that's when you fished. Remember, everybody thought Roy was going to be like.
Yeah.
They thought Roy was going to be the guy.
I just remember that was the one with the hot water, man. That was like 100-degree temps.
Yeah.
Is that the one where they had the fence?
Yeah,
we
went
know where
across,
we're talking.
Yeah. So that Roy knows that lake like the back of his hand, and he's zeroed.
Yeah, so if y'all viewers out there and listeners aren't familiar with Lake Welsh, it is a power plant lake. However, they don't generate much power anymore, but it's full of grass and it's got a lot of numbers of fish, just not very big fish.
I wonder if that's that based on some of the things that happen in administration that they might go back to generating more.
I was just out there a couple months ago and they didn't have any generation going. So,
well, there's a big push to go back to do more coal type stuff. And so I just, not that one way, how I feel one way or the other, but the first place to pop back into me was thinking about Welsh, how that might affect.
Yeah. No,
I was
absolutely.
thinking about fishing wise. Like I was like, wow.
Either way, Tiger would probably drop anchor on the damn fence over there and just stay out there the whole day.
Well, yes, but it also depends on the time of the year. Like I've been there, and when the grass kills off a couple of times. It gets too hot and the grass kills off. And I've been there like middle of June, and the grass is thick as all get out, and you punch it with 1.5 ounce jig, and you talking about like phenomenal. Like I was telling somebody today, they were asking me about it, and you can catch big fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I caught in this patch of grass no bigger in this living room, and I caught like 5-6 pounders out of it.
Oh, heck.
Yeah. Me and Pastor Ron, probably like if you ever ask Pastor Roman, like he and I fished. We caught so many. We went to lunch, took the boat out, went to lunch, took a break, and come back and probably caught 30 more.
Oh, heck.
I mean, that was like, and we're talking about like, you'd flip that 1.5 ounce jig in there and like 65-pound test brain, and you just watch it go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was phenomenal. Like it's a great place when it's on. But yeah, Roy zeroed there.
That's funny. Roy is zeroing out. We went to Fork. He zeroed. He went down to me. Went at the Choke Canyon when I first got on boat. Zeroed out when Choke had water, and now he's zeroing out up there. Well, he maybe lost his touch a little bit.
And he zeroed out for the Central too.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm
waiting for him to come down here and you're just talking about him.
It gets tough to fish your home waters, like when you get all the cameras and everything else. So back to talking about that whole thing, like it's a tough deal and here's the other thing too, like when you're putting the event on and like doing the rooms and everything else, like you got so much other stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
You really don't even like focus on fishing or whatever.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens that way. So
your mind's elsewhere, coordination and making everything right. So
yeah, you You're so, that's why, like, like, if I'm hosting, man, I ain't worried about fishing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back out of retirement, though, with Ty one day and, like,
Well, come on.
and show you guys that his, Patrick wants a shot at the title.
Fishing wise, I ain't gonna tell you right now, man. I don't hold a light to y'all fishing. I don't hold a light to y'all.
He still wants a shot at the title with me and
Yeah, he does.
If I can do
He
anything,
wants
take
to
down
play it
Shawn,
off so he can say, "Oh, I'm not a fisherman" when he loses.
yeah.
I can't even practice no more, man. I don't have a boat. Joe Canyon's all got 16% of water.
Hey, he can't even shoot a bow against me, so
Here we go.
we can go.
Here we go. Me and you never went head to head. You went against me and like 4 other dudes, and
It's on camera. I beat you all.
Oh, what man? Who was scoring again? You were.
It didn't matter. You didn't have to.
I mean, I won't question your integrity, Shawn, but I mean,
Look.
it's pretty bad when you beat everybody.
A blind guy could have scored that, and I'd still beat all y'all
I don't know about all that.
because I was that much better than y'all that day.
I'm saying, hey, we San Antonio's got a archery range coming up.
Oh, I always compete every year. I don't chicken out. I always bring my, that's why my bow is always here.
Okay,
You
we might say something then.
Yeah. Will your bow be workable, or did you break it again?
My
What about
bow is
Justin? You gonna
fully functional.
bring him in there? In
Justin,
that bow competition?
he's being
Justin's
quiet. He's being quiet over there. He's like,
I knew it was coming. Well, what can you say?
I mean, I did outscore Justin also.
is that really saying a lot?
No, it's not. No, not at all.
I
Not
mean,
at all.
how long you been shooting a bow, Justin?
Oh, he said that on camera too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna discuss that.
Yeah.
That was funny though, Justin, when you said that on when we're filming the TV show. How long you been shooting that bow?
I was set up for failure.
Hey, I think we need to do a whole segment on Justin shooting hogs
Ooh,
and do like the, like when I'm doing calling the games, like, and that color coordinated analyst and show like, see, here's exactly what happened right before he shoots. You can see him drift off to the right. That's why we're going to see him miss the target completely right here.
Hey, well,
Justin didn't even say that. Come on, man.
at least I didn't get beat with a pistol.
Ooh, all right. That was my first season. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, but
Hey, we all have our bloops and times.
Oh, wait. Okay. Let's talk about the pistol. So,
we talking about it. We talking about season 5, season 7.
when you were supposed to be like adjusting the pistol size.
So, all right, what was it? Season 7, right? We was at Trinity Oaks.
Season 5, I think.
Season 5, yeah.
Yeah.
We was at Trinity Oaks, Batesville, their ranch, and I'm running the line, adjusting, get bullets and everything. Well, senior comes up and says, "Hey, man, adjust the pistol," so everybody's not on the same.
On the
Okay.
other season 7.
Yeah, it was season 7.
Yeah.
We've only had 6 seasons, guys.
There's the one when
This is season 5.
yeah, season 5. Yeah.
Yeah, season 3 was when we were at G4.
And let's get, so the reason he's telling him this is because, give a background, like what happened to competitors, like when you shoot iron sights on a pistol, particularly they would know exactly where to aim if you watch the person shoot in front of them. So we wanted, the thought process was we'll move it. There's a specified and an implied task.
Yeah.
The specified task was to move the slide. The implied task was to move it like ever so slightly.
Yeah,
right?
so it don't close it off that much, but you just move it ever just a little bit. I was rushed, Shawn. I was rushed. But the best thing about it was 2 officers going up against each other. And it just happened to be, it wasn't the same sight picture they shot in the round prior. So they held high left or high right, however they shot. But the bullets were like 4 feet off a target. It was bad. And I was like, a little too much.
Yeah.
But hey, man, it was 2 officers.
Wait. And he didn't tell nobody till like days later. He wasn't going to own up to it.
I wasn't going to own up to it. Nope.
He was not owning up to it at that point.
No, I wasn't at all.
He was keeping it quiet. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not telling that story."
I mean, that was pretty hardcore when I was in the gym. So I might have adjusted it a little too much, got a little anxious to it.
Yeah. So yeah, the things you don't always know, like the intent was there to make it a little bit, but like it went way Possibly.
I think it was shooting the road.
Yeah.
The little driveway to the next to the range.
So that was one of the things I very, let's like, that brings back like a story like when I was deployed one time, right? See, I gave my gunner one time, I told him I just need some Mark 19 rounds on that tree line over there. And we were in these ASVs.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the audience, the ASV has a Mark 19 and 50 cal on top of it, and the Mark 19 holds 96 rounds in it. So what that is 3 cans of Mark 19, 32, 32, 32 linked together, right? Mm-hmm. Well, just Ty, if I say I need some Mark 19 rounds over there, how many probably do you think we could go with?
10, 15.
Yeah, but that would still be like, yeah, I'd be okay with 10 or 15. It'd still be a high number, but 10 or 15, I'd still be okay with.
Yeah.
How many do you think some is?
I'm going to go with the magic number 6.
Yeah. Probably because you'd been pretty close to it some, right? Right? How many do you think?
Well, Snow being an engineer, he probably never remembered Mark 19s. We did his being an MP and using the Mark 19. Some I would probably rely on 3, maybe 4.
Right. So yeah, like basically, what the goal is, you get a burst on the on the Mark, but one burst on the butterfly.
Do.
So, and besides, just so you guys understand, one of my senior E7s was on this truck on the Mark 19. Sergeant Kulani. So we get ready. I should have known because the ambush just kind of got quailed at this point, right?
Uh-huh.
But you're in the middle of fighting the fight, and you know, and don't totally understand this. So I'm like, hey, let's move. Let's continue on mission because we were trying to get to the checkpoint. And he goes, hey, sir. We need, hey, 6, we need to reload, which I'm like, well, just reload. Because the understanding how the Mark 19 works on that ASV, as long as you don't get it below 32 rounds, you can just link another can together within there. He's like, no, I got to get outside.
Then you ride an ASV, so you didn't even know, didn't feel it, didn't know.
Well, I was in the gun track. They were in it. We had we'd always roll with 2 or 3 ASVs.
Yeah.
They were great for recovery vehicles, stuff that got stuck, but then just the firepower.
Yeah.
You couldn't get those things stuck anywhere, and you could get anything unstuck. And they were hard very, very hard to disable, one of them anyways. So great for anything we do, support by fire or whatever. But yeah, he's like, I need to reload that from the outside. I'm like, what? How many did you shoot? He shot all 96 rounds.
Oh, wow.
he emptied the whole 96 rounds on the tree line. Yes.
Was there any tree line left?
Well, there was no ambush left anymore.
Oh, imagine that.
So it goes back to, like I said, got to specify and apply task. From that point on, every time I would be like, hey, 2-7, I need 2 Mark 19.
Fire 2.
2 Mark 19 rounds.
Man.
I'd be very specific about how many Mark 19 rounds when I told him I need some Mark 19 rounds on that tree line or that building or whatever. Like
96 rounds, man.
Yeah, 96 rounds.
We leveled a building in Iraq. We was getting sniper fire. We leveled a 2-story building with probably about 20 rounds.
Yeah.
And he dropped it on that sniper.
Yeah.
But 96, the whole tree line's probably gone.
Like I said, we was, as much as we get shot at, like we were in the middle of fighting a fight. I got like 10 or 12 trucks with me anyways. Like, I don't remember the whole, like, exactly that part of like what the tree line looked like. I just remember the ambush was no more. And that's why I told it I was getting tired of getting shot at. And I told him I wanted some Mark 19 rounds on that tree line. And he gave some, all right. Apparently his version of some was not my version of some. So yes, Mark 19 rounds. So that brings me back to like Patrick with the site. Move it a little. I should have gave a very specific one turn.
One turn.
One turn would have been like the specified task that I should have gave him on that, move it one turn. So yes, there you go.
I do have to say I did take a stab at Rick, but in the second round I did lose 12 pounds to 0. So I got mud stumped in the second round. So.
Yeah, you came in with a big goose egg, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah, it's tough down there. You get all that pressure on you, man. You get you get those cameras going and everything, man.
Yeah. Well, first
What-
round, I mean, everything worked in the first round.
Well,
Ran the-
let's go back to you. You got to go out 15 minutes after your other team in the second round too. I'm sure that didn't help you, man.
No, that didn't help.
He was late,
Oh,
and so was Tiger late. They both were late coming back, but they beat Ty.
No, it wasn't Taggart. It was, oh, shit. We waited for him. We were back about 10 minutes early.
Oh, was it Andy in there?
Andy, yeah. It was
Yeah,
Andy.
right. Oh, that's right.
So I didn't
Taggart's
think we had
smart.
enough weight. I think we had like 8 pounds or
Yeah.
something. I didn't think we had enough. So we started fishing the opening of that canal. Then we heard him coming. So we said, oh, we'll just wait. And I completely lost track of time because thinking that he would be in on time. And we both showed up like 15 seconds late. So we took a 15-minute pulling in. Round 2.
Yeah, because they both were late, and since one of them had more weight than the other, we
Yeah.
had to come up with like what is like it wasn't fair to the other contestants that were on time to be like
a penalty.
So he had to sit there for 15 minutes while his partners, the team he was competing against, went out.
And probably had a limit already. Knowing after, yeah, they smoked them from the beginning.
For the gig, they probably had to fish in the boat before y'all ever
Oh, absolutely.
left.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was what he did in the second round. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, Ty, I forgot about that story that you did goose egg in the second round too. Thanks for telling on yourself. You'd have been okay just to throw shade on Rick and like kept it quiet that you didn't, but yeah, you owned up to it. Yeah. So we're down here. We're kicking off hunting season, Texas Trophy Hunters extravaganza. We always start out here in Houston, and it's been kind of hot and humidity and everything else when we're down here.
Welcome to South Texas.
I know, right?
I mean, me and Justin was in McAllen, 2 weekends ago.
I don't think it was this hot though, was it?
110 degrees on the border.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was hot
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't it rain while we were down there? Or
that night, but we was in.
well, it rained on us when we went the week prior to that too, or 2 weeks prior to that.
Yeah, that's when that big flood and all that happened down here in Texas.
Yeah, well, it rained on us when we were out pig hunting.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, we're gonna be fun to see how that turned out.
Justin did his best, Sean. He did pretty good. I mean, he ain't no Sean and Patrick show when we dropped 14 after they've been hunting for 2 days and 47 pigs. Me and you dropped 14. Me and him go out and huge boar hog, 75 yards in front of me. I look behind me, and Justin's like 75 yards behind me. Like, come on, man, get up here.
He's over exaggerating on the distance, but it was pretty dark. It's a place that he knows, and he's missing all holes.
Hey, look, if you'd been 75 yards behind him, you'd have been like 150 yards behind me. Because I don't play around, man. When I say go, you better go.
Yeah, but I mean, he does stand 6'5" and probably has a dang 7 foot stride when
It
he
don't
walks.
matter. It don't matter. I move at night, man.
Yeah, me and Sean put some distance on the ground, man.
I'm like, let's go, man.
But I wasn't that far behind him. I
Nah,
mean,
he wasn't. He just
maybe 20, 30 feet.
Well-
But there were some other things in
yeah.
that kind of messed up that. So
Well, one bad thing about here in South Texas, we open field and everything, and one big boar hog out there. We're trying to looking at him through the thermal. Hey, Justin, trying to get him ready through the thermal because I want him to take a pig, get the camera going and everything. And some of these back roads, dirt roads and gravel roads, you have road hunters. And all these farmers and everything want all these pigs taken. And this car is driving 10 miles, 15 miles an hour. And the pig did like a dog does, put his head up in the air. And I thought he was going to send us. He was air something, what I thought it was. But sure enough, he looked back towards that road and saw that truck almost come to a stop. And all of a sudden that pig just took off. And it went towards some cattle, which we can't shoot towards cattle. We don't want to do that. And so, yeah, he took off on us. And then we drove around and got on a big old sounder, probably about 40 of them.
good Lord.
But the problem is you had a house to the left, house to the right, and then we had a security guard for the oil platform behind us.
Yeah.
There was no way to shoot and be safe about it.
Yeah, that's a tough deal, and you got to make sure you got good shots.
Yeah.
And wasn't it a sunflower patch or something? They were.
Yeah. Right on in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always in some of these situations. That's what's tough about getting rid of some of these pigs in certain places. Just you can't really take good shots at them and things like that, where it's without damaging stuff or property or putting people's lives in danger. Thing.
Mm-hmm. One thing we start seeing nowadays is, we or me. I mean, I know you do, Sean. I mean, you talk about it time and time again. When we're working these hogs or hunting at nighttime, you really can't see because of the night and everything else. But we know we stay, shoulder level, side by side and paired up, and we put safety first. Safety is always uppermost in our mind, and you never want that stray bullet to hit that security guard. You never want that stray bullet to shoot the house or something like that. So you make sure what you're shooting at and what's beyond that. And so.
Yeah, there's a couple other things that like I do too. Like I think it's really critical in your bullet selection too. That's
thanks, yeah.
That's a huge deal. Like people don't understand. Like there's a reason why you don't use like full metal jacket when you're shooting. Yeah, coyotes, hogs, things like that. Especially if you're around like cattle and things like that. You don't want a bullet to travel through that animal and hit a cattle or something like that. And I'm always using something that's going to expand and stay inside that, not more for killing the coyote or the hog, but more so it's not traveling past the intended target,
Yeah, just keeps going.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that people don't think when they do that from bullet selection piece of it,
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty impressed the other night. I got my first nil guy down. And, doing these expos and everything, you make contacts. And one guy was really good to me. And we went back down to McAllen that following weekend, or I did. And he said, shoot him in the neck, right there next to his beard. I was shooting a 308. And, I did have full metal jackets, so I sighted my gun in and everything on. But luckily, I grabbed the right magazine and make sure I put a Fusion 308 in there, a soft point tip on it, and expanded.
Yeah.
We gutted him and everything. I want to save as much meat as possible.
Yeah.
And I noticed it didn't pass all the way through.
Yeah.
Just made a good wound hole. I mean, bled out, dropped right there in place. Didn't go have to chase him, track him, or nothing.
That's something like all these, like, I see a lot of these fancy bullets, but there ain't nothing like the good old soft tip lead bullet. I mean, that's been a proven entity, like, for numbers of years of just taking down animals right there. It's just hard to get past that bullet combination right there. It's just, I don't know what it is about it, but it works really, really well when it comes to taking down the animal.
Yeah, there was a professional hunter one time. Actually, I talked to him, 2 years ago at SHOT Show. 30-30, a Winchester 30-30 soft tip can take down any North American big game animal. I'm talking about a Kodiak, brown bear, interior grizzly on down. Buffalo, that's what I shot in the open plains, 30-30, lever action.
Yeah.
And so bullet selection is always, you need to make the right bullet selection on what game animal that you shoot. One of the lessons learned, I was up in Alaska, you planned for what you're going to go out for.
Yeah.
Certain rifles, people laugh at me because I take a RPR, Ruger precision rifle on caribou. Well, if I'm hunting in the White Mountains, I want to make that 5, 6, 7, 800 yard shot. Me and one of my battle buddies, Eric Rivier up there, we shot ridgeline to ridgeline.
Yeah.
So you can reach out there.
Yeah.
But if I'm shooting down south and say Unit 13 or Black Rapids, I want to take a 308 AR-10, something, I can get the brush and everything else. And so you got to put some thinking into it. And even down here in Texas, I do it all the time. People say, hey, Texas is easy hunting, setting in blinds, but yeah, right animal takes the right cartridge.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's always been, I guess that's what's, I've listened to a lot of people on the 6.5 Creedmoor versus the 30 caliber discussion. And one of the things with the 30 caliber, and it's not what it's 308, but the 30 caliber cartridge discussion is this. There's such a palette selection option with a 30 caliber variation, because the 30 caliber goes in so many cartridges, right? You mentioned the 30-30, 308, 30-06, 300 blackout, all these multitude of other things that run off the 30 caliber, right? And it goes grain wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen everything from 110 grain, you know, to 220 grain. You know, I can't remember. It may go a little bit higher than that. I've never, you know, really 180 grain 30-06 is what I've reloaded most of, but I know you can get the 220 grains that I reload for 300 blackout.
Mm.
But
no, you usually get up to 300 and 400,
yeah,
338 Lapoo and stuff like that, you know.
But
3 arc.
go with the 30 caliber bullet itself. But that's the one argument about this 6.5 Creedmoor is it has such a small palette of bullets to like choose from, meaning grain wise, and there's not a lot of, you know. So when you look at selecting the right cartridge for the right animal, that's what I think sometimes it gets blamed for not taking down an animal per se, but more probably they just didn't select the right cartridge because there's not a lot to choose from. They're just buying a very limited selection off the shelf from it because with 30, you know.
Yeah, you got a lot of them 6.5 Creedmoor babies out there. You know, you shoots fast and shoots, you know, straight. You know, but you want to lob, you know, you shoot hogs. I'd rather lodge a sledgehammer at them, you know, than, you know, a dart, like I said to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the whole thing. I even felt like the 308, like I always think sometimes like I've come to the realization I probably use way too big a bullet with it. I mean, 165 grain bullet is really an overkill for North American whitetail.
Yeah.
Most North American whitetails. I mean, you probably you're probably 138 grain, 140 grain. You're probably pretty good, pretty safe with that 308 with that bullet in there. And I think that's kind of understanding bullet selection for, like you said, for the right bullet for the right job makes all the difference in the world. What animal you're taking, how you plan your hunt. Like I can take 2 or 3 different types of bullets depending on what I'm going to do for a particular gun. If we're going to hunt whitetail versus we're going to hunt hogs or whatever.
Yeah, one thing I'm blessed at is, you know, in the military, I went to MO school, and you learn, you know, what grain does what bullet does what. And, you know, now that, you know, we're retired and, you know, I have the opportunity and God bless me and everything that, you know, I have my deer rifle. It's set up for what I know it wants to do. I have a pig rifle that I know it's set up for do. My long range precision, you know, coon hunting even I have a rifle for. So I have every rifle I own has a specific function for a specific animal, specific job to do.
Yeah. Yeah, like I got my coyote rifle to specifically shoot coyotes with. Speaking of which, I got to get back home. And neighbor called me last night. Dude, it was last night. I think I got some coyotes that need to be taken care of back in the house. But yeah, it's the right rifle cartridge, you know, selection for it. I mean, we proved what it is. So
in the areas that y'all are hunting, the population continued to explode, or has it planed out, or?
Ooh. That's good. Well, I mean, Justin's from North Texas. I'm from South Texas. You know, and Shawn comes down here a lot. We go hunting and everything. But actually, I see it in a rotation. You know, sometimes there's months I don't see a single pig at all. And then now, you know, it's mid-July or August now. It's hot as could be. You know, I've got 10 of them coming to my feeder because all the grass is dying and everything else. So it goes in spurts. You know, they travel, you know, all over 50 mile radius, 100-mile radius sometimes. You know, next county over has all kinds of them, and county I hunt doesn't have hardly any. But it goes in spurts, you know. They can drop babies every 6 months and everything else. So if you don't see any in your area, I guarantee you they're going to come back.
yeah.
You know, that's just how it is around here, man. You're not going to put a dent in the population. There's not. There's millions and millions of them out here. So
now I think the only thing you hope to can do is kind of control
the area that you're at.
Yeah, and just do whatever you can, because I mean they're not going anywhere anytime. I mean they want to prove that they're just not.
So Ty, I know you're a fishing guy, man. Last year they took a helicopter up over my lease, and the surrounding areas the cattle ranchers did. They knocked down 92, I think, in a day and a half. 92 pigs. That next weekend, me and a buddy went out and we dropped 12. After that helicopter went the weekend before. So, I mean, that didn't put a dent in them, man.
Well,
you know?
Because was it 3 months? They start reproducing in 3.
They come back and cycle. Yeah, they drop a litter, and then they come back and cycle about 3 months. Every 6 months, they dropping pigs, man.
They're almost like they're rabbits in the way they reproduce. So it's they're just going at it, and that's what makes them the deal. And that's what they're so. And what makes it so bad? We talk about this is they're tearing up farmland and things like that. The farmland, it's one thing about crops, but when that crop, they put that big hole in there and that tractor comes along and you got $100,000 piece of tractor equipment that's tore up now, which affects all the rest of the cropland and everything else. That's what becomes the problem with these pigs.
And it's animal instinct, man. It's competition. You got cattle ranchers out there, got a herd of cattle. They're eating grass and everything else. Now you got hogs out there rooting it up, digging it up, getting grubs and everything else. And then, hogs eat grass too. And then you got, guys down here in Texas run feeders. They're eating up all the feed and protein.
Yeah.
And then heck, I was amazed the other day. I caught some eating my cottonseed. I didn't even think hogs ate cottonseed, but yeah, they're chewing it up.
They get hungry enough to eat anything.
Yeah, they're pretty prolific. So, but I'll be happy. My whitetail season opens here in about a month now in Kentucky, so hopefully get a little bit cooler weather. I started already getting some pictures of my property in Alabama. Showing Harold from Wise Eye. Harold Monk he's here, and he come by the booth. He always gives me a hard time because I tease him with my pictures from my deer lease in Alabama. And what he say today? He goes, "There goes Shawn again." He's always showing me these pictures.
I don't know if he's showing them or I think he's on our account sometimes.
Oh, he is. He can see them all.
Because he told me, he goes, "Man, you got a nice one. You got a camera in Kentucky, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I got a farm, and he's like, "Man, I get nice deer out there." I was like, "How do you know?"
Hey, I know. I know.
I was like, yeah, because he looks at our stuff, man.
I'm okay with everything. I tell him all the time, I'm like, check it out. Like, go ahead and account and check it out. Check what's on there. It's like he's looking at it to see what's on there. We got the cameras back up and running. They got some exciting stuff happening with Wise Eye with the trail cameras, and it's going to be some cool stuff. And that whole thing coming out.
Shawn, we're talking about a sponsor and everything. Wise Eye has been near dear to my heart. They've been really good to us. They really put the customer first.
Yeah, they
especially
do.
what Harold told us is what's coming September 1st.
Yeah,
that's a game changer. And it's going to affect the consumer that uses their product.
Yeah.
And it is beneficial to the consumer. And it amazed me that, that type of businessman, because that's what Harold is now, cares about his, consumers using his product and, and puts his consumer first. More business people did that, they'd make more money, I think, because that's your baseline.
Yeah. And that's what he's always cared about, putting a quality product out there and making it easy for the consumer. Like, here's a cool thing. If you call Wise Eye and you're the third customer that's called, you're going to get Harold because he's the third person default on the customer support line, right? And so he still answers the phone when you call the company, and that really says a lot about what they do from a product standpoint, making the customer be first to make sure that they have a good customer experience, because that's kind of huge when it comes to that customer experience piece, because I think that's a big part with a lot of these trail cameras and everything, that people get frustrated because technology is involved, and that it shouldn't take a nuclear science degree to figure out how to operate the camera. And so
he was also saying it's a family business.
It is a family
that
business.
Everybody's involved.
Yeah, it is. It's a family business, and it's really been a good not just a good product, but a good relationship with good people. I mean, they always ask about my boys and just, they stop in just to eat. If they're coming through, they'll call me and they'll stop in and eat lunch with me as they're driving through Kentucky or something. So it's really cool to be part of those type of companies, So we're working on some stuff, redoing some of the stuff. One of the cool things sponsor wise, but like one of the things I've been totally impressed with was how receptive the Phoenix flashlights and people know. We go places and people know those flashlights, and normally there's a learning curve to to do it, but like we got people coming up already knowing what they want to buy and everything else at the booth, and that's kind of cool with that. So
Yeah, that's a product that stands behind its quality.
yeah,
They can take a beating. They have great looms. They work all the time. We have people down in McAllen that would, they'd cross the border for business and everything else, and not so good at English, but yeah, they knew the product.
Yeah.
They knew what they wanted, and me and Justin sold 10 or 12 there.
yeah,
We almost sold out.
Almost sold out.
yeah. We got to get some more, and they got some stuff, and with that, and they really like. I'm always surprised because a lot of guys that come up to the booth have had Phoenix flashlights for a long time. They'll pull out, it's all beat up and still working, and they got one. They'll buy another one because they always want a spare one.
Yeah.
But they're just the quality, how long they've lasted, and everything else. They love the product and how that kind of goes with. Only thing I can say is don't turn it on in your eyes because
Thomas got it today.
I made that mistake a couple of times. So it's a good deal, but it's a fun trip. I think as we kind of start wrapping up here, one of the things I'll share is we started this podcast. I'll talk about family, and I'll share with you guys that James was the recipient of the Folds of Honor Scholarship, and so was Maggie. And what's really cool is everybody across the country that put in for those, they're pretty much all getting their notifications for that right now. And we love the work we do at Folds of Honor. And I bring that up because if you're in the South Texas area, they're getting ready to have a big gala in September. You remember the date of that, Patrick? I want to say it's like the 11th or 12th. I don't have my phone here. It's whatever. It's like, I want to say it's like that. The weekend the Friday after Labor Day is what I want to say it is.
All I remember from the email is I want to say it's a Hawaiian shirt gala or something like that.
But I can say this: Diane Nemechek will, get in touch with her, the South Texas chapter, and they do such great things. We got some stuff in the works for those guys that we're gonna work on doing some stuff with them, and so it's gonna be pretty cool because each one of those scholarships go to do some crazy, amazing, incredible things with kids, and so you understand how those scholarships work. They go to meet an unmet need for kids. So it just doesn't go into somebody's pocket for a kid. They have to physically put the work and effort, which I think is really, really cool. They have to put the work in to apply for it first and tell about their service member, but also they have to show the unmet need for the scholarship to be awarded. So just because they want to make sure that it's not going over and above the students' need in school. So they're used in a wise manner. So they actually allow it where it can be spaced out over a couple of semesters if it's needed to be. So some really cool stuff. But yeah, they'll have the gala coming up. Mm-hmm. And I know we'll have some stuff that will be part of that gala. So that's going to be a cool thing for that. So we're going to be in Dallas, Fort Worth next week, and Texas Trophy Hunter Extravaganza there. We haven't done that one in a couple of years. This will be the first time back to Dallas, Fort Worth. And then we'll follow that back up we're going to be at San Antonio. Yep. And then you'll see me whoop up on Patrick if he decides to bring his bow. If you guys want to come out and see that, we can definitely make an event of that. Justin, you want to come? You need to come, man. I need a video camera guy so you can just videotape me whoop Shawn all afternoon. And he's going to have a rematch the next day.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to make that due to promotional work. So work comes first.
Yeah.
Are you glad you can't make it because you don't want to hear Patrick cry?
Well, that could be one of the reasons, but I mean, I got a shoulder you can cry on.
But he's supposed to have my back. We team up on Shawn here, right? He's an officer. Come on.
Hey, I got to poke the bear every once in a while because the bear always pokes me.
Sure.
I think the last time Shawn challenged me was at Red Crest in the flipping contest, and we all know how that turned out.
Hey, that was not a real flipping contest.
It was a
See,
flipping
he's
contest.
got excuses for days, Ty. He's got
Hey,
excuses.
I could
It
give
was an official flipping contest.
So do I hear we need to make a flipping champion WWFL or something?
If we
It
can
was
do,
a certified flipping challenge.
if we do it on a boat with a real flip, like Ty, let me tell you, like Ty was over there beating up on some high school kids.
They had an adult division.
And
sir.
he was like doing it for like hours upon hours.
I still have the picture of my first place finish in the adult division.
They were still 12 just because
But
they had
I
a beer.
would have gotten beaten by the kids because they were extremely good. I'm going to admit that.
You gotta
There was a high school that was helping with the event, so they literally were flipping all day long, but they were definitely better than me.
It was kind of, you got to admit, that was kind of a weird flipping deal because it's not
It
like,
was.
it like,
You had to flip it into the fish's mouth,
yeah,
but you couldn't pick the same target twice. So if you hit one target, you had to move off. So that's how I figured out I'd go for one, then go to the next one, go back and forth.
so otherwise he cheated.
So Shawn walks up, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass." And then he tried for about 30 seconds, and then he quit.
We don't want to
Nothing.
bring up cheating, Sean. Don't want to bring up cheating now. I mean,
didn't
I've heard
cheat.
stories. I've heard stories about certain lures being used. I'm just saying.
First of all, let me ask you a question, Ty.
Yes,
You're,
If the rules say anything versus against it or for it, and you follow those rules, are you cheating?
maybe a gray area, but I guess it's not cheating.
Okay. So if I play within the rules, would it be considered cheating?
No.
Okay, then that's the end of the story.
I'll give you that, Sean, because that's the only way me and my partner caught fish on my first fishing tournament because I didn't play within the rules.
I modified a lure just because I was smart enough to, and I have to give a lot of credit to Jeff Campbell, but we did a lot of research and we kind of figured out, modified a KVD splash and made it like a popping cork. But yes, it was still within the rules, and the first one was still within the rules too. I'm just saying.
As long as you're within the rules, it's your word. I wasn't there. It's your word. You know?
I'm not the only one who said that.
I mean, it's your word against like 20 other guys, but I mean, it's your word, man.
No. They actually, so like, they did change the rules because of that.
I mean, I'm not going to say that. That'll make your ego grow. I was going to say they changed the rules for Jordan too, but you know, come on.
I'm just saying they changed the rules because of me. That's all. Like, we never, after the second time, they never split the teams up. That's the whole reason the teams get split up now.
I got you.
Is because of me. The irony of it was they didn't have to split us up the third time because me and Jeff couldn't catch the broadside of the bar with a bass fiddle. I mean, we were so far from like having anything workable.
Pass us on there.
Casting contest score tracker. Number 1, Ty Frederick with 35.
In what division?
An adult division.
How many other people
Case
are on the
closed.
list?
Hold on. Junior, number 10, Shawn Dalrymple. Is that what I see right?
I didn't even put my name in the thing when I did it.
His name's not even on the scoreboard, man. Shawn, he didn't make it.
I didn't even apply for it.
No.
Like, there was the other part of the flipping contest, like where if it bounced,
Mm-hmm.
or what was it? You had to it's a true flipping for one. When you're on a boat, like, you're a lot lower to the water, right?
Yeah.
And then like you got to slide it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was like entirely not that way. You actually had to pick it up,
And drop it.
drop it in there, which I would never do for fishing for real, anyways, because anybody.
Well, the mouth had a little flapper on the bottom, so you had to pretty much go straight in and make it fall down
Yeah,
to hit the flapper.
but the other ones were.
They were all fisher's mouth.
Yeah, but it was so weird. Like, you couldn't I know on the water, like when you normally flip a dock, you wanted to skip across the dock, and you couldn't like do that. And it's like, it's very unusual for me to change how I just won't change for something like that. I'll tell you this, when we shoot 3D in 2 weeks, I won't shoot certain targets the way the 3D has. I'll shoot them the way that I shoot to kill, because the 3Ds or the 3D scoring system.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's built to shoot them in the incorrect spot. And I'd never shoot an animal with the whitetails where I would shoot. And so the problem I have with that competition, right? It's so close to when deer season starts in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That I don't like to change what I do for real. So I like to practice the way I do for real. So even if I'm shooting, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of guys that shoot 3D. I've even heard, the Bone Collector. He was talking about this a couple weeks ago in a thing I saw that said, he said, I'm not going to shoot any 3D competitions because I don't. He said the same thing where where the scoring rings are not where I shoot.
Yeah.
Deer at, right?
Yeah, it's where you're comfortable at, man. It's because muscle reflex and everything.
Right.
I got those targets in the other day, and I did notice, the heart's a little bit lower,
Right.
The lungs are a little more set back. That makes sense. That actually makes pretty good sense.
So it's the same thing with like flipping. If you're used to like flipping docks and things like that in the water a certain way, you don't like to do it. So.
Well, I can't flip broadside of a barn. I had to use Justin poles for Fishing for Freedom last year just to catch a daggone fish. Justin, we go out there 5 seconds, man. 5 seconds, he's pulling in a fish. I'm like, how are you doing it? Pulling in another one, and then pulling in another one, fishing the same hole that I did. So he let me borrow his rod.
You wormed the right way.
I guess I wasn't. I used his pole, I used his pole and wiggled his worm, and I caught a fish. And I was like, good Lord, man.
Didn't he have like a spinning rod that was like for saltwater or something like that?
No, it's just the Raider spinning rod with light line and just finesse and just
put it this way,
pressure on those fish that week.
Robert Richards felt so bad that he let me use one of his fishing poles, and I finally started catching some fish.
You got to set the hook. You got to lift. Not jerk it.
I jerk it right out of the mouth, man.
But a little funny story to that is...
Y'all stop laughing. Y'all stop it.
A little funny story to that.
I could take that. Yeah.
A little funny story to that is I did get hung up in one of the, those... I like to call the Lake Fork bushes, they're real... You know what I'm talking about, the real skinny sticks, but they're hollow body. But when you get in them and you get a hook in them, they don't want to come out. So I'm hung up on my spinning rod. You got hung up.
I got hung up.
Yeah. And so he couldn't get it out. So he's like, hey, come up here in the front of the boat and get me out. So okay. So we switch rods. He's in the back of the boat with my spinning rod and my shaky head. And I'm trying to get him undone out of the front of the boat, and he's caught 2 fish out of the back of the boat with my rod.
How do you use your pole, Justin? It's how you wiggle it, man. How do you use your pole?
And now, when you're really good is when you get your buddy unhung, and then he ain't caught a fish on his rod all day. You get him unhung, and then you take it and flip it, and you catch one on like as soon as you get it, and you don't even like you don't.
Oh yeah.
You don't even you just flip it right back out and catch one and that really piss them off really, really bad. Like they can't handle that. I've got a good story about that growing up. Like that may have happened to me before. So that's why I know that's not a good feeling. So
well, we got Fishing for Freedom coming up in 2 months now?
Yeah,
October 11th, 12th,
10th is a banquet. 11th is a tournament. Registration is going to open August 25th.
August 25th. Okay.
Yeah, we got a new website that'll be launching. It's going to be ArmyBassFoundation.org. So it'll be up, and we got the dogs back in. They're playing, and so it's a
party house right now.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys come in, so it's a good deal. We got the dogs in, we got guys coming in. Archer River, what you doing? Yeah, Archer River.
My canine OCD was kicking off there for a second.
Yeah, they're okay. We're all right with the dogs, but hey, it's a good week. I enjoy these us getting back together, talking BS. Sharing Airbnb, sharing some good meals. Ty cooked for us the other night. So it's good stuff. You hear the dogs. Hey, guys.
There we go. Look at that. Change of behavior.
Yeah. Well, I know we enjoyed it. We hope you guys have. We're gonna move on to next week. We'll try to get another podcast in Dallas Fort Worth. That'll be a great one. We'll have some other guys there. I know we'll have Brent Hill, a couple of other fishing guys that'll be there for that show. So that'll be a good one to get some of those guys back on to talk. And a Brent hunts too. So looking forward to hunt season. Looking forward to a lot of family stuff coming up, and it's going to be good. Ty's going to try to fish the Toyota's owners tournament in October.
Okay.
So I think he was trying to pick my brain about Lake Gunnersville. He was,
Gunnersville.
yeah.
I passed over it for the tournament, but that's the only time I've ever seen it. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I might have a couple hundred waypoints on it. I don't know.
Cool.
I can give them to you, but Patrick would call that cheating.
There's no rule against
competing
that.
against us is not cheating. I don't care what's doing your own against other people.
Yeah. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up. We'll be having fun. It'll be a blast. And, we got hunting season. I'm getting ready to enjoy that, get some work on the property. I've kind of put that off on the back burner, and I have been making some custom arrows for myself. You guys check the Facebook page out. I've had some stuff I made for my son, my younger son, and I call them my A10 Warthog arrows because they look like the paint job on the A10 Warthog. And so, yeah, looking forward to it. So it'll be a blast. We're going to get in a little bit of hog hunting, get some shows out there. So it's going to be fun. So, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to know more about Army bass, buck, duck, or hog, hey, check us out on our social media sites, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Thanks for listening to the Force on Force podcast. Join us next time as we dive into more topics from the Force on Force Talk. For more information or to learn how to join the organization, visit our website at forceonforcetv.com.